What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Trucker 219. We are looking at 5 items that every truck driver needs for under $35. All links will be down below that I've personally selected for you guys for this list. And starting with number 1, it might seem a little bit obvious, but a good pair of work gloves can go a long way. Here are mine. You can either get leather or they have some that have a cloth back and a rubber front. These are fantastic for fueling up to where if you get fuel on your hands, it's not going inside of a material and stinking up your truck real bad. But anytime you're cranking landing gear, you're opening doors, if you do flatbed work, throwing straps and chains, a good pair of leather gloves can help protect your hands. There was one time that I didn't wear them and I ended up pinching my finger in some rebar. If I would have had my gloves on, it would have just pinched the leather instead of my finger, and I ended up with a swollen finger for a couple of weeks just because it got pinched in between the rebar there. So a good pair of work gloves can go a long way. If you don't get a good pair of work gloves, that'll take us to item number 2. And coming in at number 2 is a good first aid kit. This is my personal one. You don't need one this fancy, just something that you can have some bandages, some gauze. All that comes in handy if you forget to wear your gloves and you smack your hand on the trailer while you're cranking the landing gear. Realistically, if you're in a area like a North Dakota or anything out west, South Dakota even, towns can be few and far between. So you could be a good distance away from a hospital. So if something crazy happens, like we've seen on a lot of these crash reactions, links up here, that a sheet of ice can come flying through the window at any given time, especially in those northern states, and bust through the glass and break your nose or something wild like that. You want to make sure that you have a way to stop the bleeding and things like that. So get yourself a first aid kit. Coming in at number 3, every truck driver needs some sort of way to carry in their clothes, to go take a shower, to go brush your teeth, all that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend getting a backpack and a toiletry bag. And the reason why I personally prefer a backpack versus another type of bag is because I could just throw it over my shoulders and my hands can be free if I need to use them while I'm walking in and out of the truck stop. And then the toiletry bag is really helpful in the mornings when you're just wanting to run in and brush your teeth and not grab a shower. You could take that in with you and freshen up and then get right back to the truck and get back to work. As opposed to taking in an entire backpack with you, you could just take that small little bag and you'll be all right. Coming in at number 4, I didn't realize that this thing would be so helpful, but it's a solar charging flashlight and phone charger. All you have to do is put it up in your dash and let the sun charge it while you're driving, and then you got a flashlight for your pre-trip and post-trip inspections, as well as a phone charger if you get stuck and you don't have a charge. This was given to me as a gift a couple of years ago by a good friend of mine, and I used it religiously every day when I was doing a pre-trip and post-trip inspection. And if you've been in a vehicle for any sort of travel, you know all the wires can get all tangled up and stuff, and it can be a pain in the butt. So having something that's a flashlight that you don't have to recharge, that you don't have to worry about batteries for, and it's a charger in itself for your phone, it comes in handy big time. And speaking of chargers, we are at number 1, and number 1 is a phone mount. Because it's been a law for truckers for a long time that they need to be hands-free, and that means using some sort of Bluetooth headset as well as not having your phone in your hand. So it's really helpful to have a phone mount for your phone while you're driving. And down below I have a link to one that I actually used myself, and I used it for the longest time. And the reason I like this one so much is you can just plug up the phone mount itself, and placing your phone in it will cause it to charge. It's one of those magnetic chargers, as well as the fact that it has an automatic open and close device. So when you put your phone up to it, it automatically closes around your phone. And you just press a button and you can peel your phone right out of the charger, and it's no big deal. You can run out of the truck, do whatever you got to do. And just for you guys, since Christmas is right around the corner, I threw in an additional one as a gift to you. No, you're not getting it for free. You still got to go and buy it. But nevertheless, this one is for a specific niche of trucker. It could be for every trucker, but not necessarily. But if you do any sort of local delivery work, or if you're a flatbedder or tanker or stuff and you have to deal with paperwork quite a bit, one of these nice big storage clipboards is a must. It allows you to store your old paperwork inside and your fresh paperwork up at the top. It also allows you to take your paperwork outside of the truck with you without having to worry about it blowing away in the wind or something, especially if you're on flatbed or local deliveries. Now this one is a little bit pricier, so I put a link for the one that's under $35, but you can get a plastic one for even less than that. And I also put that link down below because I realized that if I'm looking for something, I'm looking for the cheapest option too, about 90% of the time. All links will be down below, but anything that was on the higher end, I put in a cheaper option for you, especially if you're just starting in trucking. You're really working on getting that money built up, and it takes a little bit of time, so I definitely wanted to make sure I included some cheaper options for you. All right, y'all, that's it for this one. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Take care out there. Be safe out on the road, and shout out to the real Santas, the truckers. All right, bye.